Crafty babes, it's Andrea. I am back to share with you the final sections of my 2016 family album. I am starting at the end of October, and we're at a day in the life. So on Thursday, October 27th, I was actually working from home this day and thought it would be a really fun day to document something very different, because it's odd that I'm the one home all day, but Matt was working out of town, and so I thought it would be really fun to document this much different day than what's a normal occurrence in our family. So I am using a lot of different page structures just because I separated my day in the life photos by morning, afternoon, and then evening. So I just kind of used in the chunk of, morning photos that I had, I just laid out what I had and decided what space I needed. So I ended up using a design A and then a design G, which is really fun. And I actually forgot that I had this page structure until I saw my friend Kelly Rich, Forever in a Day Create. She was using a design G, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. I totally forgot, about this format. And so I began using them here, thinking, I have photos that I could use, or cards even, that are vertical. I just tend to use the horizontal ones because they're just so much more, readily available. So what I did was, obviously I took photos throughout the day, edited them, and then had them all printed and ready to go, so that when I got to this week, I just had them ready, and I already had actually picked out cards and supplies that I wanted to use. So I had them in a little iris case, so I knew exactly what I was going to use. I didn't have to go, oh my gosh, now I have this gigantic project. Where do I even start? I had already laid that stuff out for myself to make it so much easier. So I use things like this to-do list from Ellie's Studio and lots of areas that had journaling opportunities. So, and just made some of the photos super small so that I could condense things and use cards and then have some space for journaling. And this I thought was so cute that I finally got to use this little wood veneer umbrella because it rained all day and it was kind of fun. And I took a photo of the radar so that you could kind of see the storm. And then that meant that I had some colors to work with. So that's why I used a lot of green and yellow on this layout, because not only, is his backpack green, but then I could pull some green over here because these photos didn't have a lot of color to them. The afternoon is here. Let's move this over. The afternoon was, working and picking up Marshall from school and homework. And then Matt was so nice, send me some photos from him working throughout the day so that I could include them in the album. I didn't really want it to just be about me, but sometimes when you're the only one taking photos, that's how it ends up. So I make sure that if I'm doing a project like this, that I let Matt know so that he can keep it in his mind to take photos during the day too. Like he does that with our 1 second everyday little videos. So he'll take short videos for me and let me, send them to me so I can include them. So I will always encourage you to ask your family members, especially your older kids who have phones. I mean, they've got a camera right there and they document everything, of their own lives, as that they post on social media and stuff. So I always ask Gibson to share photos with me, and he's really good about that too. And then the evening, I used like a bluish teal with reds, because I had like this photo with my nails and the microwave. And then I had just like the house, kind of just how it was at the time. And then some darker photos from the evening, because it gets dark in the house and the photos don't always turn out with the greatest quality when the light is low. So sometimes when it's dark in the house and there's not a lot of light, I tend to make the photo black and white, and then I up the brightness and up the contrast in the edit so that it makes the photo not seem as crappy. So that was at the end. So turns out that, you know, one day gave me 3 spreads, which is not bad for kind of a larger project. I mean, that's a lot of photos in one day, but totally worth it because it's such an expansive documentation of, you know, something that seems very normal, but there's so many different things and memories in this particular project that I really, really love it. I don't participate every time that she does a day in the life, but when I feel like there's something that I could document, I do try to participate. So here is another full page spread where I'm using 2 different pocket styles, and this was November, and we've got some darker kind of colors in the photos. Like there are these mushrooms that were growing out in my backyard, and I just got my new iPhone, so I was, you know, obviously it had an upgraded camera, so I was messing around with different things, and but you know, being in the fall, you're gonna get those kind of darker muted colors, and it's really nice when the kits that you're working with also have those darker muted colors. And I happen to be working with a Gossamer Blue kit, and I believe it was January. No, I think this was November's kits. Yeah, no, now I can't remember because I normally wasn't working that current. Anyway, doesn't matter. Maybe it was February. I can't remember. It's terrible. Yeah, you know what? This is February. Yeah, these are February kits. So, you know, they still felt like they fit so well with the colors of the photos, so that's probably why I ended up using them. But I loved all the navy and light blue colors, and these cute little puffy stickers. Little flowers are so cute, so obviously I threw them around where I could. So this was a difficult page because there was a lot of different colors going on, and I could have, like this one, I could have turned it black and white, but you know, I just needed to kind of get things documented, and sometimes it doesn't always turn out to be exactly perfect, and that's okay because I documented, and that's what's up. It's all about. This was a super fun page because I got to use just a couple of colors, which is always a nice fun challenge. So being able to use like just the red, yellow, orange theme was super fun. And this isn't for a design team either, so really a lot of it's just pulling stuff from my stash, and super, super fun. So a lot of stamping with like some double, you know, how you like, I think they call it a generation stamp, where you stamp it basically twice, but you move it just slightly the second time so that you get that lighter color behind it. And then I love just doing simple stamping right kind of in random places. So here I knew I had this extra area down here, and it just felt like putting a little stamp right there. Here we go, because we were getting ready to go in the car. So those little things add just the right little touch to your documenting. Nothing else really special about this page. I just really love the colors and how simple this page was to put together. Week 47 is a spread that I did for Ellie's studio. Everything on here is from the February kit and extras, except for this card right here, which was from the January kit. It was just perfect it had just the right amount of black and white and really flowed well with the rest of the photos. And again, I used a lot of yellow because Marshall's got the hat on still. It clearly hasn't died yet in these photos. So something else that I really like to use are memes. Like I said in previous videos, I like to save memes and quotes from Pinterest and Instagram and then print them with my regular photos, because then I just kind of have them readily available. And then sometimes I just go through and find, like this one happened to have some orange in it. And a lot of the pieces from February's Ellie Studio kit has orange. So I was like, oh, it's perfect. So that's an opportunity to be able to use those memes. And then like this one I used because it was part of a post that I posted on Instagram. And so I used the journaling from there and had the meme right next to it. We also have the week 48, which is a project that I did for Gossamer Blue, and this is using their February kits, and there's so much color and bright in these kits, and it was really fun because most of my photos were really neutral. So like I had these 2 black and whites, and this one, you know, it's in color but it's neutral, and so I was able to really use all of these other colors without it feeling like the photos were completely clashing. So this was really fun. This polka dot paper is super cute, and I just put the little die cuts here, and everything from the Gossamer Blue February planner kit is all exclusive, and then the Life Pages kit is also all exclusive. The cards, there's puffy stickers, there's cardstock stickers, there's washi strips, like everything is exclusive and no longer from other manufacturers, which is really fun because then they can really customize everything to coordinate, and it really does. Everything looks really good together, and I love the pink and red and blue together. It's super cute for February or for any other month too. Obviously I'm using this in November. Week well, this isn't really a week necessarily. This is Thanksgiving actually. So I used some stuff from Ellie's Studio. This is a project that I will be in the gallery for February. This was from the November kit that I purchased before I was even on the team, but I just loved the whimsical little leaves, and they had so much, you know, of the perfect colors for documenting obviously Thanksgiving. So I ended up making a small collage here because the photos were just too big, and I felt like they were really busy, and I wanted to focus in on a little bit more of the color and some of the stories. So I printed a little collage here that fit on a 3x4 card, and then used some tabs and some stamping and some labels to just kind of pull lots of colors around. And this is another project for Ellie's Studio using the February kits, and this is the Love Kit. So it's an extra exclusive kit that is just kind of more geared towards love and Valentine's Day. And so I used actually an older photo of Matt and I that I hadn't used before. I actually have it framed in the house, but I hadn't scrapped like the story. It did get included in a smaller version in our regular Project Life album when the date actually was, which was back in April. But I just like this photo a lot of the two of us, and so used it for this project, and I love everything on here. I am not a huge purple fan. Like, I don't even have a drawer of purple accessories or embellishments. I don't have purple. I don't use a lot of purple. It's just not my favorite color, and there's not a lot of supplies normally, so I wouldn't even have enough to put in a drawer of its own color. So being able to use the purple that was in here along with these other colors really felt like a nice change. So I was really really happy to be able to feel like the color purple was a good one, and it really is perfect. So that is that page. I also picked up some digital cards from In a Creative Bubble, and this one is called Spellbound, and it's basically Harry Potter themed. So this is to document Marshall and the rest of our family watching the first Harry Potter movie together. So he read the book in class with his classmates, and he did watch the movie. And so, but for Christmas, he received the 8 Blu-ray set. So as a family, none of us had ever seen it other than him. So we watched it, and I documented with cards from In a Creative Bubble, and they're so super cute. This one, I just added the text down here because it's something that we kind of say in our house now, and we make up different words that are kind of like parodies to the line. So it's kind of a joke in our house now. So I thought I would include that. This is a project I did for Ellie's Studio for January, which included a photo of Marshall and I, and using this little weather report card, which was so cute because it was like the first night that we went out when it was really cold, and we were really cold, but it was like when we went out, it was still like 45, 47 degrees. But for us, we're in California, so we're kind of chickens when it comes to the cold. So this was a really fun layout to do. And layouts, are not something that I typically do, but it's really fun to have so much space sometimes. So that was good. And then here's another layout that I did. This actually was a photo of Marshall at school, like in the springtime. So I had never got around to scrapbooking that photo. And so I had all these different kind of pieces pulled out from like the Cool Kid set from Crate Paper and some Felicity Jane Puffy Alphas, and really just wanted to document this picture and this smile. So that layout just kind of ended up at the end of the album because I did it recently and I had an extra place for it here where I didn't have an extra place for it in the first album for the year. This page here is actually a photo list page, which I like to do sometimes, but this is basically because it's a direction to tell the reader that December is in another album, so they're not going to find any December pages in here, obviously, because I did December Daily in 2 small albums. So this is just me getting to use like whatever supplies I wanted in a certain color scheme, and that was really fun to be able to just pull lots of different colors and make them match. So that's that. And then the final page of 2016 is basically the week in between Christmas and New Year's. So a lot of reds and a lot of blues, and it was just really fun, again, to just pull all kinds of stuff out, lots of different tones and colors, which, is always the best part about creating, is finding all the colors. So lots of fun here, and the end of 2016 wraps up my 2016 family albums. I have 2 completed albums for 2016, which is better than the 2 previous years, which was 3 albums per year. I am really trying to keep it to 2 albums. I'm definitely not going to fit them in one. There's just no way, and I'm not going to try to force myself to keep them in just 1 album. I definitely don't want to limit how much I'm documenting, but I do need to keep aware of the fact that each album takes up space. So I am aware of that, but documentation is very important, so make room for it. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this flip through, please let me know by giving it a like. And if you have questions, again, as always, please leave a comment and ask your question. I will be happy to answer it. And we will see you guys on the next video, and I will continue on with my 2017 album when I have some pages to share. I'll talk to you guys really soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.